Buddy. First, just want to say it's good to see everybody in person again. Obviously, a lot of challenges last year, so good to see all of you. Hope everybody's doing well. It's obviously good to see just things are progressing. Excited for this season. Another new opportunity. Obviously, some changes in the team. I know the guys are excited about our group and having a good off season, kind of getting back to something more we're used to with 82 games, starting training camp basically when we normally would, all those types of things. And particularly to myself, obviously coming off the injury, really fortunate once again, things progressed as well as they did, and to have all the help and the support that I had, and obviously having the time, use it to my advantage and just try and get better, get healthy, and just get myself ready to play and work on my game. So looking forward to getting back at it and with the opportunity and the team we have this year. So yeah, just want to say a few quick words and obviously take questions now.
Thanks, John. We'll go with David Alter from the Hockey News.
Hey, John. I'm just curious what the recovery was like, because obviously it was a pretty traumatic instance that you had to go through, but how long did that take from a mental standpoint to clear before you could start training again, and a physical standpoint as well? Yeah,
I guess to get into a little bit more detail than maybe what all of you know, it's as I explain it to people when people ask me, or people want to talk to my friends or family, kind of as things progress coming out of the hospital. I don't have any memory of the incident. But I didn't have any symptoms. I didn't have any pain, other than just being really exhausted, walking out of the hospital, sleeping 2 or 3 hours. Really, I kind of got back to myself relatively quickly in the matter of those first couple of days after I got some rest and some sleep, and some of the shock probably wore off of just being in the ambulance, being in the hospital, and just kind of taking in what I just went through. And I progressed really quickly. After 3 or 4 days, I was already on the bike, getting my heart rate up. Followed that up with, doing a light to moderate workout, to what I'm sure all of you saw me starting to skate and getting on the ice. So all that was progressing really well. How much quickly that would have went if we continued playing, I don't think we'll ever really know, but I think all signs were pointing in really good directions at the time. When things ended, obviously I then had time to just kind of get away. I put the equipment away right away. I stayed active, just wanted to continue kind of the progress that I was making physically, just staying fit and preparing myself to get ready for my off-season program and getting to that point where you want to be cleared to play again. So I just continued on that progression, and there was no hiccups. I know Kyle spoke at some point in July, and it was relatively early in July when I kind of passed my final test. I'd already been on the ice numerous times at that point. Passed my final test to kind of give me the clearance with no restrictions and the full go-ahead. So, and everything's been great ever since. So,
I think Kyle mentioned that you had a knee injury on the play as well, too?
Yeah, the knee was very, very minor.
Okay.
The knee was very minor, and you guys saw me skating. It's not something that if I was to return to play as soon as I was on the ice then, or a few days after that, I wouldn't have been able to play. So,
okay. Chris Johnston, Toronto Star.
Hey, John. I'm glad to hear it's going well, but I'm wondering then, I'm not sure how intense the skates you've been in the summer, but do you have any trepidation at all then when you're on the ice and back in action with bodies around and everything?
No, all that's been great. I think having the off season and be able to kind of build over time has been great. Traditionally the way I've approached every off season is a lot of kind of one-on-one individual work, and there was quite a bit of that last off season in the fall just because of the restrictions with the pandemic and whatnot. Where now obviously didn't really have that too much to worry about. So just built from there, and then skating with more bodies, and then as things picked up throughout the summer, traditionally skates get a little more intense, a little bit tougher. Guys start leaning on each other a little bit more. Nothing quite prepares you for what I'm going to face tomorrow, and obviously getting into a game possibly on the weekend. So, but I've been treating it like any off season that I've had in the past, and everything's been great. So, obviously just continue to take these steps, and it'll be great to get into tomorrow, and obviously the next few weeks, and really start to get that feel again for the game and just get past those check marks and get and feel good about, I've returned to play now. I've come back from the injury and I played a game, or I've been through some intense practices where things all matter. Again, you're being judged and critiqued, and it's all part of the process. So, looking forward to those steps this week.
When you look at the summer, maybe some of the changes that were made or reflected on last season, what areas do you think the team can, where can you improve this season as a team?
Yeah, I think, Sheldon and Kyle have definitely communicated with a lot of us where we can be better. We made a lot of strides defensively last year. I know that was a big emphasis for us going into the season last year and the things we worked on, but I think we still feel like there's a lot of areas that we can get better at, particularly some of the details when you dive into certain things, as the coaching staff has done. That we can do, and I think we talked about holding leads and defending down the stretch a little better late in games and things like that. I think we can do a much better job of. We can be a little bit more cleaner in that area. Certainly, I think we just want to continue to improve in the areas that we made improvements in, and those standards have been set. And how can we make those even better and be even more of a stingy team to play against, a harder team to play against, more competitive. So I think we know about the skill in the offense, and we have that, and I think it's continuing to fine tune that and reinforce that, where we're getting the offense in the ways that are going to lead to success over time and in the playoffs. So continuously just trying to improve in all those areas, and specifically, like I mentioned, on the defensive aspect, how we continue to raise those standards and get into a little bit more detail, just being a little bit stronger late in games, protecting leads, and just being a very stingy team to play against.
Kevin Grant, Toronto Star.
Hey, John, you played, obviously your final year in Long Island, you played without a contract extension. Obviously you're skating right to free agency. That Morgan's kind of in the same situation this year. What was that level of uncertainty like for you? What were some of the emotions you felt that year, and what can you say to Morgan to sort of help him through this?
Yeah, for me, I just kind of tried to take it a day at a time. I know it's so cliche, but I was excited about my last year, an opportunity in New York, and just another season, another chance to try to win the Stanley Cup and have a good year myself. Just kind of stuck to what I did every year. I didn't really want to treat it any differently. Obviously, you acknowledge, that your contract's ending, and it's there in the back of your mind, but I just got focused in the day-to-day and being ready to play and doing the best thing I could to help my team and my teammates. And obviously I was in New York for a long time, and I always thought that it was probably going to work out. Obviously things went in a different route, but I just tried to focus on the day-to-day, and there's so much that goes into performing and trying to play at an elite level, and the responsibility you have amongst the team, amongst the group. You don't want to let anybody down. So I just tried to get engulfed in just playing the game and enjoying that, and that stuff will just kind of take care of itself.
Pierre LeBrun, The Athletic.
Hey, John, as the captain of this team, how did it make you feel to hear Kyle Dubas come out right after the playoffs and double down on his belief in the core of this team and resisted what other people thought maybe should have been moves he should look at, basically bringing back the same core?
Yeah, very, very happy, very thankful about that, because I think we all in the locker room completely 100% believe in each other and the group that we have, and especially the core group of guys, and we know we're putting everything into us every single day, trying to find our way through over these challenges and these hurdles, and the things that have been tough on us. So, it's not easy to win the Stanley Cup and get to where we want to get to. We know how competitive and how tight our league is. So I think I said it in the off season, and just want to keep banging on that door until we knock it down. And we all truly believe that this group's doing everything they can and have what it takes to do that. So when you have your manager step up and have your back like that, it makes everyone feel really good about things and where we're at and where we're trying to get to, and where we can just kind of keep our focus.
Thanks.
Mark Masters, TSN.
Hi, John. In the wake of the playoff loss, how did you and the rest of the leadership group kind of process that and move past it, and what was that like?
Yeah, the loss obviously was pretty miserable and disappointing, hard to take. And yeah, I mean, it's always going to have some type of scar or mark, just because I think the type of season and the expectations we created for ourselves and getting to the point where we were at and not finishing the job in the first round and getting that next opportunity. So I think for us, it's obviously just a motivating factor, an opportunity to try to learn and reflect. Now there's a lot of work and time to get to where we want to get to. So, first step in order, I think we talked about just how can we just start off with a really good training camp and prepare ourselves for an 82-game grind that we're going to be facing with the Olympics and all those other things that are going to be part of this season, and the different challenges of the pandemic that are presenting now. So I think it's just kind of slowly trying to turn the page and reflect and also just trying to stay really present and know that we got to take care of business now to get that opportunity that we want again.
And what stood out to you about the way Sheldon and Kyle handled the aftermath and this off season?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're trying to lead the way and helping us prepare and get ready and understand the challenges that we have faced and the challenges that will be facing us ahead, and how can we grow, learn, and adapt and get better from what we went through, the positive and the negative side of it. So, I look at it a lot just kind of internally, and the discussions that we've had or the meetings that we've had or the messages that are being sent and the way we're communicating things, and that's kind of the way it's been, is how can we push forward and learn from this and take the things that went really well, continue to grow and to adapt and mature ourselves as people and our games as hockey players and obviously collectively as a group. Last two with Luke and Josh. Go ahead, Luke.
Hey, Don. How badly do you want to make Team Canada? How much has that been on your mind?
Yeah, really bad. It's a special thing to be a part of. I'm really fortunate that I got the experience in Sochi, got to play and represent my country at the Olympics and win a gold medal. I would love an opportunity to play in the semifinal in the gold medal game. It obviously didn't end individually, particularly the way I would have hoped, but you go there as part of a team, as a hockey team, but even a bigger team, representing your country and the Canadian Olympic team and all of Canada. So, I'd like to think I'd have another chance in 4 years again, but I think as you get older, chances always get a little bit slimmer. Historically, that's what it's taught you. Never going to close the door, but obviously this would be a great opportunity, something I really want to be a part of, and yeah, it would be great. So definitely been a big motivating factor, but at the same time, I think in kind of the way I answered the free agency question, I think just worrying about taking care of things here and just playing my game and worrying how to make Maple Leafs the best possible team we can and how I contribute to that, let that take care of itself.
And just a thought on Josh Hosang, your paths crossed on the island. Have you had any conversations with him? How does he look in the pre-camp skates so far?
Yeah, I think just kind of reconnecting and getting to see him again has been great. I know he's been here at the facility training, but the last 6 weeks or so since free agency, and really trying to give himself the best possible opportunity to show that he can make a difference and be a part of the organization and be a great asset, because obviously his skill and his potential is through the roof. So I think you notice a sense of maturity definitely from him, even just the way he's carrying himself and handling him around the rink and the workouts and just his interactions with the guys and whatnot. So he's been great. I know he's excited and motivated. So it's great to have him be a part of the group here and just knowing the potential that he has, he could be something that could really work out for us.
Josh Cooperton, CP.
Yeah, John, just going back to Kyle, when he was talking to us, he talked about how there's the 54-year is not a burden for that group, but there is a burden of the last 5 years for some, for you the last 3, being the team captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs is a burden. What is that burden like?
I don't know. I mean, I love to play the game, and I think playing in Toronto's, it's hard to think about getting it much better than that. It's just the opportunity, the support, the tradition, the history. Just go out there and make the most of it and, put your best foot forward. I think, trying to worry about the what ifs and the hypotheticals and what might happen, what might not happen. It's just not really the mindset or the thought process I try to have, or what's happened in the past. It's just, how can I be better tomorrow and make the most of this opportunity? It's not going to last forever. And, special place to play with great players, a great team, an organization that's all in every year. So, yeah, we're just I don't really think about it a whole lot. I think it's just disappointed it didn't work out last year or the previous years. Now it's like, what's the next opportunity? How can we grow? How can we get better? You know, from a personal standpoint, I've been to the second round once in 12 years. So I don't personally carry that burden on around because that's happened. It's just kind of the way that it's gone. That doesn't mean I haven't done everything I possibly can to get to where I am now. So I think just continuing to know that we have a great potential here, great opportunity, and go out there and try to make the most of it. And there's a lot that goes into it, a lot of hard work, and that's all we're going to try to focus on.
Just quickly, the NHL and the NHLPA haven't mandated vaccines, but they made it pretty difficult for guys to not be vaccinated. How have you sort of seen this play out, and what's sort of your sense of how the process has played out? And, you know, they're hoping for 95, 98%, but just how it's all sort of gone with, it's not a rule, but it kind of is.
Yeah, I mean, that's not really my field of expertise in terms of public health and you know, dealing with the pandemic and the measures to take. I think, you know, the league's obviously trying to operate as safe as possible and trying to encourage the safest possible environment in the safest ways. So they've obviously encouraged that and tried to minimize risk to keep everybody safe and to make sure that obviously everything functions accordingly in terms of the season and the schedule and all those types of things. So, but obviously it's anyone's choice to determine what they feel is best for them. I can't speak for everyone. I can only speak for myself. So, yeah, I mean, I think you can make an argument on both sides. You know, that's what the pandemic's really been all about. It's been a very difficult situation all the way through and even up until now. So I think everyone's trying to make the best decisions that they possibly can to do the right thing.
Thanks, John.
Thank you. Also, I guess last thing I wanted to say is, forgot to mention it, opening statement was just how excited I think myself and we all are just to play in front of our fans again and our fan base. I know for me, I didn't get to play, obviously, the couple games that were fans in the building, but just to have that again, I think is going to be pretty remarkable and pretty special, and have truly missed it. And we know what Leafs Nation means to our team and to this organization. So just a message for our fans, just how much we're looking forward to having that again. So thank you.